have been sick. This is a big one. It's pretty awesome. Changes need to be made around here.
Hey, I'm Natalia, and I own Curious Cat Bakery, an all-vegan bakery based out of Florida where I make the best croissants you've ever had that just happen to be vegan. Now forget everything you think you know about owning a bakery because it's nothing like a rom-com. Sure, there are the awesome moments like seeing your stuff in grocery shelves and selling out at markets, but there's also a whole lot of work behind it. And I'm about to show you the real deal of what goes on behind the scenes at a bakery. And the reality is not always so sweet, but that's what oat milk lattes are for, which go well with some fresh pastries, and luckily in my line of work, there's always plenty of those around.
Hello everyone and welcome back, and I feel so good to be back to normal because for the last few weeks I have been sick, like sick. And if you're wondering what happens to a bakery when the bakery owner, chief baker, cleaning person, general marketer, do it all, gets sick, you're about to find out. Because yeah, for the last few weeks, I was just down for the count and the entire operation had to come to a halt. Where to even start? Basically, I think it all started going wrong about 6 months ago, where I just like started doing one thing after the other, and I just kept going like, I just need to get past the next 2 weeks and then it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Spoiler alert, it was not fine. Eventually the universe was like, girl, you are done. You're done. You're done, you need a break. This is what happened.
Flashback to the end of February, my birthday, where we were getting ready for Locotopia, and I filled an entire U-Haul truck with over 1,000 croissants. This is the biggest event of the year here in St. Pete, and not only did I fill that U-Haul truck, we also sold all of those croissants. You guys showed up and wanted to sell me out, and it was the best birthday gift that I could have ever received. There was a line the entire day. Oh yeah, and I was wearing a birthday crown, so that was pretty awesome. Came out of that and had to get straight back to work, filling all the orders for the wholesalers, the online orders that go nationwide, delivering at the wholesalers, and getting ready for more events because market season was not over yet. So at this point, we're talking about working 6 days a week, starting at 5 a.m. Can you hear that? 5 a.m. But little birdie is ready for the day. So are we, little birdie. So are we. Also, please note along the footage how I get progressively more tired looking because we were nonstop. There was increasingly less sleep and more work. And I want to make it clear, I'm not complaining. I just want to be transparent because we see a lot of videos on TikTok of people just killing it in business. But it's a lot of work to get all of that done. I am so grateful, but it's a lot of work, and I feel like I need to show that side. And because while things can be super chaotic and tiring, really awesome things can happen.
Oh, this is a big one. Our first distributor delivery. Oh my goodness. So this is how we're getting our ingredients now, in a big truck. So wild. I used to buy like a little 2-pound bag of flour at Publix when I first started. And now we're getting bags of flour delivered by truck. That's pretty awesome.
Like really awesome. But just a few days after that, it all came crashing down. I came back from the kitchen feeling so exhausted, and then later that night I had 102 fever. I went to the clinic and I was told that my new reality was being confined to a room with plenty of medication and vitamin C and fluids. So I just succumbed to that fate and went from working to just like laying down. Minnie kept me company the entire time. She was so worried and it was so cute. And I just had to sit back and watch TV. I watched Girls 5 Eva. 10 out of 10, highly recommend. The new Lindsay Lohan rom-com Irish Wish, also a delight. Caught up on all the YouTube vlogs that I watch, like Shelby Church and Darling Desi. If you haven't heard of her, every time I watched a video, I added a bunch of stuff to my TBR. I absolutely love her videos. They're such bright light when you're having a bad day. And speaking of reading, I did some serious progress on reading Fourth Wing. I'm really enjoying it. And I did this thing where I started putting a fantasy ambiance on YouTube in the background. Highly recommend. At some point, Magic started hanging out in the room as well, and I watched a whole lot more television. Seriously, I was just sleeping and watching TV, and I was so sick of it. By the end of it, I even just cleaned my makeup brushes because I needed to do something while I was locked in this room. And while this may sound like a vacation, I was worried the entire time because I had to cancel events. I had to tell my wholesalers that I couldn't deliver, which for me never happens, ever. People were DMing me telling me that such and such place was sold out and I could do nothing about it, which absolutely sucked, but eventually I got better. So today is my first day back at work, and the first thing that I need to do is respond to a whole lot of emails, messages, DMs, because guess what? Just because I stopped didn't mean that everyone else stopped. And I just kept replying as much as possible, like, hey, I'm sick, can't deal with this right now. But there are things that are just waiting. And my main thing is that I am living up to my Ravenclaw ways. And we're going to be making some changes around here. So first things first, I got to reply to all these messages, and then we're going to address those changes. Fast forward for 2.5 hours of replying to emails saying I'm sorry about 1,000 times, drinking that coffee, which was very much needed, and then sending invoices, because the last time I sent invoices was the beginning of March, which meant that since the beginning of March, no one had paid me. You guys, this is serious. But we're all caught up on that end now, which brings us to the big elephant in the room. Changes need to be made around here. This just shows to me, like, if I'm sick, the operation cannot stop. The machine cannot stop running. Now my assistant is sick, so this week I'm doing everything by myself again. We cannot operate like this. The priority for this week and for the business going forward is to find a second assistant, to find a third employee for the company. It's time to hire somebody else. It's also time for me to fix this because bangs are not banging at all. So before all of this mess started, I had put a job description up on Indeed, but I had been too busy to actually focus on it. Well, that changed immediately. I got to replying to candidates that I thought would be a good fit right away and setting up interviews. First one in the kitchen today. Been up since 2:30. Why? Because my brain thought it was a great time to think about all of the things about the business. So I tried to fight it and I tried to get back to bed, but the hamster kept just running that little wheel. Everything from like editing this video, like what I should put in next on the vlog, to another project that I'm working on, which we'll talk about later at some other point. I can't talk about it right now. Emails that I needed to respond, content for social media, just turning, not shutting up. So eventually at 4, I was like, you know what? Let's give up. Let's just give in and just start the day. The good thing is that I do have, I think, 4 or 5 interviews lined up for today. Yay. I already had one interview yesterday that went super well. So I think we might just find that second assistant sooner than later, which is fantastic because we really need her. I gotta run deliveries today because my assistant is still sick. The things that I've been, that my brain would not stop thinking about at 2:30 in the friggin' morning. I was trying to think if this vlog was coming out a little whiny, complaining about being busy, which there's nothing more boring than somebody talking about how busy they are. It's a look, isn't it? Just gorgeous. So anyway, I did not want to come off as whiny or even worse than that, ungrateful, because the best thing that could happen to a business is that I'm too busy, right? There are many worse problems to have. That is not it. And the more that I thought about it, it's because I am a person that if I make a promise, I'm following through on it. And the worst that I can think of happening is that I overpromise and underdeliver. It's not lost on me that people have choices. They can, excuse me, sir, work, there you go. People can go anywhere. They can go to any bakery, they can go and support a lot of businesses. They chose to support mine, and I do not take that lightly.
lightly. Not take that lightly. Like, I want to honor that and give them the product that they want. This is leaking all over the place. One second. Crisis averted. Anyhow, I do not take that lightly, and I just want to deliver. I think another side of it, and I don't think anyone talks about this because it's freaking uncomfortable, but we're friends, is that I feel like every business owner, including myself, worries that it's all just going to go away. That's an anxiety that I have, and I know a lot of other business owners have, but we just don't talk about it. But I'm just coming to realize that, like, I just have to trust that you guys are going to be there, that I make a good product, and that I am only human. No matter how many times I try to tell myself I'm superwoman, I am just human, and there are limits to what a human can do. So all I can do is my best, and I can put out as many croissants as humanly possible for now. And we're gonna scale production. Like I said, there is something big that we're working on that I can't talk about it right now, but it's coming soon. Like, we're gonna scale, we're gonna get bigger, we're gonna be able to make more and more croissants, and I'm gonna be able to get more hours of sleep and hopefully not wake up at 2:30 in the morning with my brain going crazy. But that day is not today. That does not mean I don't get to take care of myself in the meantime, though.
So in summary, I'm doing okay. I'm fully recovered and we are back to production. Things are not perfect. They're never going to be. And there will be a day when I'll get more hours of sleep and have some more balance, but that day is not yet here. But it will get here one step at a time, one day at a time. If it was easy, everyone else will do it. That's what I keep telling myself, and I cannot thank you enough for all your support throughout all of these years in sickness and in health. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully this video gave you some insight on what it's like behind the scenes at the bakery. If you like this, make sure you subscribe for new videos where I'll keep showing you the behind the scenes of this crazy dream that you guys keep supporting. I love you guys. Have a great day.